naked and you are. Stop pretending.
I should stop pretending.
I think like confess. Like,
Do you think I'm comfortable like this? Yes. Okay, so today we're going to talk about our parents and how we saw their lives just unfold in front of us and how we do not want to go that route.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we find ourselves in that same situation, which is more like we're trying so hard to break generational curses and we're still. For me, my parents' story is this. I grew up like in a small town where, should I call it a village?
Small town.
A small town.
Small town. Let's respect that place.
In Edo State.
Igara to be precise.
Igara to be precise.
It's small town.
Yes.
I
So
brought her out from there.
what's it about? You keep what is it about? You keep coming in. What is the problem? You told me to go first.
It's small town.
You're trying to prove a point.
No.
You are.
No, just continue.
Okay, fine. My parents were more like they were successful. Do you understand? So my dad had a church and he had like 2 branches or so. And he also had a school where
One of the biggest schools in Akoko.
yes, one of the biggest schools in Akoko.
Then
I went to the primary school, the secondary school, and the entire situation was more like my dad was taking care of everybody in his family in a house where you guys are supposed to just be probably 5 and you are seeing 14, 16.
I imagine breakfast, lunch period.
Exactly.
How everybody be hustling for food.
Exactly.
Oh,
Myself and my younger brother were like the last born, if you want to look at the age of
Yeah,
other
the
people. Of
Like
other
the smallest.
Exactly. So we're like the smallest. And every other person will pick their food before it gets to our turn. We that we are even the children, right? Wow. And we end up taking the smallest food.
For sure.
Yes. And at the end of the day, that's for the house. Let's now go to the school. We'll still go to the church, but let's go to the school first. So half of my dad's village were on free education in my dad's school. It was crazy to the point where I feel like too much kindness was what killed my dad's school. So he had this best friend that he brought in and made like a principal. Do you understand? In the school. And a situation where so then, if you guys can remember, we had bossers in school.
Yes.
So it was more like a bosser, not an accountant. They would say, make your payment to the bosser. So every day, the bosser has to take cash to the bank. And every single day, my dad ends up not taking cash to the bank. Because from there, one person will come and say, oh, my child is this, my child is that. We've not eaten, we've not done. Every single day, you see people trooping in to say 1 or 2 things that they need money for. And at the end of the day, to cut the long story short, everything became so much for my dad that he wasn't physically present in the school anymore. And also, when you don't know how to say no, you tend to want to run from the responsibility that you've put yourself in. And at the end of the day, the principal, which was his best friend, was the one running the school. And that man practically divided the school into 2. He took one part and left the other part. For the half part that he took, he didn't get to 8 months.
No, you did not explain the story.
Okay.
Like, he opened a new school.
Yes, he opened a new school. The half part he took was
And
him
half
opening
of
a
the-
new school.
Half of the students and the teachers,
Everybody went
moved with him.
with him. So my dad was left with half. Long story short, the school crumbled, and the other part that the principal took away crumbled under 8 months. My dad's half part still stayed for a couple of years, and it was still the same period where we finished secondary school and it was time for us to go into university. But there was no money to go to the university. So we had to do one after the other. I got to the university and it was extremely difficult. I had to start with makeup.
Makeup products.
Yes, I had to start with makeup products. I took my school fees actually to Lagos to buy makeup products in Lagos. Went back to my school, started knocking on different hostels to sell to them. I doubled the money, paid my fees. So I just kept recycling the money like that till it got to where I finished university. Let me not just go in deep into it. So the thing is now for me, I'm seeing traces of my dad.
No. Wait.
Okay.
There's one story you did not mention.
Okay.
When you took,
I'm not so good at stories. I'm not so good at stories.
when you took your school fees
Yeah.
down to Lagos to buy clothes,
Yeah.
and you brought it to school, try to sell to your friends.
Mhm.
Most of them shared the clothes among themselves and they refused to pay.
Yeah. That
Like
was number one business
she
lesson I learned.
actually dashed the clothes out. Ask school fees, so
I was
she
like,
was not
"Oh,
struggling she was not
So-
struggling to gather the money to pay for.
Maybe you see this thing you just said, right? It's more like that's
What your dad
my
did.
dad. Yes.
The same traits, no difference. Because I remember then, even down to the clothes she bought for herself that she's going to wear for the whole semester.
Yeah.
They took it. Like those girls, they actually shared everything among themselves.
It's funny how in my house when we were growing up, my mom used to always tell me not to be like my dad. You know, when she was saying, your dad has this kindness. I don't want to see it in you. Your dad has this kindness. I don't want to see it in you. And in my head, I'm thinking, this is just a normal way to live. Someone needs something. Why not just give the person? But I forgot the fact that lots of people around you, they might not be bad, but just because they feel like you are a very easy route, like they just come to you and expect that you would say yes to them all the time, forgetting that you need to also keep for yourself.
Mine was the trait I saw in my dad was more like easygoing, carefree, someone that will see a situation and you expect that, oh, man is supposed to react, you do this. It's just like, oh, okay, that's all.
I think you're like that. You're like that. Just even I think.
Okay, and that's all. Like, why is this man like this? Why is okay? Even down to doing things for himself. If my dad can come home with, I don't know them because I know a lot of money. I don't know the right amount. And at the end of the day, he will not use the money for himself. Family members will come, people dash it out. Plenty. He will not. I'm sure even till now, there was one particular building that my dad was building. He started building since 1992 till latest stage.
Then I was 2 years babe.
And one way or the other, this man did not finish the house. Why? It's not that he's not making money from his business.
Let me understand. That house got to which level?
Lintel level, like about to for you to just roof the building.
Yeah.
And one way or the other, the man did not finish the house. It's not that he's not working. He works every day. He makes money. Like he's one of the biggest entrepreneur then in Akure, and he was an engineer, and he deals with all these trucks. Not what you call something about with small vehicle. Trucks. Once you have large fleet of trucks, truck is like the main engineer that do their repairs and everything, fix the repair. And each month I know how much this man makes, and at the end of the day, he is carefree when it comes to money. He dash money out easily. He wastes money on the my parents can throw party for no reason.
Are you serious?
They can throw party for no reason. I remember then, if any of his worker wants to graduate, like freedom, they call it freedom.
Yeah.
My dad will set that person up, buy all his instruments that we used to go and still throw party, very big party. That everyone come around.
Wow.
It got to a point that I remember then when I entered secondary school, my school fees then was like, how much was it? 5,000? I'm not sure. Is it 5,000, 25,000? No, 5,000 naira. Is it 5 or 25? I'm not sure. But
is it secondary school?
Yeah, secondary school.
It will be 5,000. Remember when we were in university, we were paying like
20K.
20K.
I remember it was 5,000.
Yeah.
But now for that matter. And I remember that a day before resumption, I wrote out the list of everything I'm supposed to take to school, provision, definitely, and all the uniform I'm supposed to. But a day to resumption, my dad just counted half of the money I gave it to my mom, and that's the amount he has. This man, I know how much you've spent within the past 1 week. So how about you're not telling us that you don't have money? And he's just carefree. He does not care about
Doesn't plan.
He doesn't plan.
Yeah.
And somehow I thought to myself that I'm not going to be like him. And here I am. I'm just like him.
But I think
but a better version though. A better version.
Yes. I think for that, I feel like there's a balance to our life, my life and your life, kind of. Because I know at the beginning I had an issue with it. I had an issue with you not. Most times my husband would tell me, babe, when we get to the river, we'll cross it. I was like, where did that come from? I had to sit him down one day. I was like, babe, I love you, right? And you are one of the kindest man I know on earth. You're just like my dad.
I got it from him.
But I beg you in God's name, I'm not going to accept this when we get to the river and cross it. Because it means that I'm going to gamble with my future. I'm going to gamble with my children's future. So I had to tell him that, please, we cannot continue like this. Which, to some extent, kudos to you, my guy. You listen.
Thanks.
And the other way around, for me, he tends to tell me when someone is trying to manipulate me. I have a way of getting carried away with, I just want to help.
Auntie, calm down, calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down.
He's like the person that resets my brain, like, babe, you need to breathe and go with the flow and understand that this person is here for a reason.
Definitely.
Most times I just want to do me, do what's in my mind, and just to move on. Forgetting that there is a high expectation that comes from me just doing me and just doing what's in my mind. They now have like a very high expectation from me, which at the end of the day causes problem later. Especially when it's not now convenient for me. So he's like
no,
the reasoning.
when they did not get what they want.
Yeah.
So
it becomes, he's like the reset button for me, and he tells me, babe, you need to snap out of this and
she
remember.
is more like my push button. What's like, baby, you have to do this now. Stop procrastinating. Do it now. I said, okay.
I'm so proud of all.
Thank you. I love you.
Don't kiss me, there's a stick in my mouth.
Thank you.